He got on the train in first class. He had a ticket. He had a suit. He was a trained lawyer from London, with every legal right to sit where he sat. And the white conductor looked at him and told him to move to the third-class car. He refused. They threw him off the train at Pietermaritzburg station in Natal, South Africa. It was night time. It was cold. He sat on the platform, and in that one night, Mohandas Gandhi became someone different. He had come to South Africa in 1893 on a one-year legal contract. He stayed for 21 years. Before South Africa, Gandhi was an unremarkable young man. He struggled through law school in London. He was shy. He was terrified of public speaking. He once attempted to address a court and was so paralyzed by anxiety that he could not begin his first sentence. He sat down and asked another lawyer to speak for him. He would eventually speak in front of hundreds of millions. He developed what he called satyagraha, often translated as truth force or soul force. The idea was simple. You refuse to cooperate with injustice. You accept the consequences. You do not respond to violence with violence. You make the injustice visible, because the power of injustice depends on people not looking directly at it. He organized strikes. He burned registration cards. He led marches. He went to jail, multiple times. He fasted until he was near death. He returned to India in 1915 and found a country of 300 million people living under the rule of a foreign power they had come to believe they could not resist. The Salt March of 1930 began on March 12th. Gandhi was 60 years old. He walked 241 miles to the sea over 24 days, gathering followers as he went, until thousands marched behind him. At the coast, he bent down and picked up a small lump of natural salt from the mud. It was illegal to collect salt in India without paying the British tax. He held up the salt. The British arrested 60,000 people in response. The march was covered by international press. The image of an elderly man in a white cloth picking up salt to challenge an empire became one of the most powerful political images of the 20th century. India gained independence in 1947. Gandhi was assassinated on January 30th, 1948, 7 months later. He was killed not by the British, but by a Hindu nationalist who believed Gandhi had been too accommodating during the partition of the subcontinent. He was 78. He died not by violence, but because of his refusal to stop working for something larger than his own safety. Martin Luther King, Jr. built the American civil rights movement on Gandhi's methods. Nelson Mandela studied Gandhi in prison. The nonviolent resistance playbook used in every major civil rights movement since the 1930s traces directly back to a young lawyer thrown off a train in the middle of the night in South Africa. First, they ignore you. Then they laugh at you. Then they fight you. Then you win. He won. And he did it by handing his opponents nothing to fight.